Michael, how's everything going? How are you?
Well, everything is great. We're all doing well here.
Awesome. How's the weather in Reno right now?
Right now we're about 80 degrees, sunny. It's absolutely beautiful. I hate being in my office.
Yeah. One of my best friends from college grew up in Reno, and he told me the great thing about Reno is if you if you don't like the weather, just wait 15 minutes.
That's correct. Yeah, we had a
Awesome.
long winter in that suddenly we're in the middle of May and you're still not able to, but we're just starting to be able to plant flowers and plant things. So this is unusual for us to be have freezing temperatures in the month of May in the evenings.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I think we're over
Wow.
that now.
Well, it's great. I'm down here in Orange County in Newport Beach, and we're finally getting some nice sunny weather here.
I
So
used to live down in Newport Beach.
oh, cool. Awesome. Yeah, I'm off of 17th and Superior, just right on the border of Newport and Costa Mesa.
Cool.
So,
I
yeah,
love that area.
awesome. Well, I'm really excited to get to connect with you today. I like to always start off these interviews by just getting to learn a little bit more about you and your background and kind of, at this point in your career, running Good Day Chocolate, like, tell me, how did you get started in this industry?
About 6 years ago, I got a phone call from a friend that Joe Dutra, who's the owner of Kimmy Candy, needed some help. So as a consultant, so I came in and started consulting, and one thing led to another, and I had an opportunity to buy Good Day Chocolate. So after learning the candy industry for 5 years, I sat with Joe and decided let's buy Good Day Chocolate. It's different than Kimmy Candy. It's a supplement brand. And it's a supplement brand that is delivered to you by chocolate. So you don't feel like you're getting the medicine that's in the supplement. So we have products like sleep, energy, calm. We have children's vitamins and then go on and on with the product line. So we bought the company together. Joe and I did, and I am now a customer of Kimmy Candy. They produced the product for us. But what we did was when we bought the company was it was not it was a good brand and it was a good company, but it was not structured correctly. So we have, because of my experience of all these years in the business, we restructured it so everything is integrated. We control the product from manufacturing till it hits the consumer's hands. So, which that was not happening before, and they were having a lot of product problems because they were using outside warehousing, which would not rotate the product as they should have rotated it. So now we've solved all those problems and we're growing at an exponential rate.
That's awesome. Before you got into the candy business, like, how did your entrepreneurial journey lead you here?
Well, let me see. I I've been in business a long, long time. Uh, I started out in the picture frame and art gallery business, which we sold years back to General Mills. I left that and wound up going into the restaurant business with two ladies, and we owned Cheeseburger in Paradise in Hawaii.
Oh wow.
And then I retired from the restaurant business and just kind of, well, actually, after we sold the picture framing business, I I took some time off and sailed around the world single handedly.
What kind of boat did you sail on?
I sailed on an Islander Freeport 41.
Oh, it's a beautiful boat. I've been a big sailor my whole life too. I have a 52 Jeanneau Sunfast,
Oh, wow.
European edition, out of King Harbor in Redondo. We actually my best friend and I bought it from a Frenchman who sailed it from France through the canal up to Alaska and back down to L.A.
That's
Yeah,
great. So I sailed
yeah.
all my life. That's been, starting off in little boats to eventually getting up to bigger boats. But
Yep, yep. I bought my first Hobie Cat when I was 12 with
okay.
the money I made working for the contractor that redid all the lockers at my middle school.
Now, I used to keep my boats in Newport Beach also.
Oh,
They're in
cool.
Dana Point.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, that's great. Yeah. So I took that Islander and we had it all refitted so that you could single-handedly handle that sucker. But it was a great boat. Uh, So anyway, I went from the picture framing business into the restaurant business, retired from that, formed a consulting company called One Bite Consulting, and consulted with all kinds of businesses, whether it be automobile repair shops to large corporations like Taco Bell and many big corporations like that. And then I just kind of kicked around for a while until I got the call to get into the candy business. And I find the candy business, in all reality, we're a manufacturer, is not a lot different than the restaurant business was, just the end product is different. Uh, so we take raw materials and we turn them into a product. Same thing you do in a restaurant. You take raw ingredients and you make a meal. So the two are not that dissimilar. And working with Joe Dutra, who has taught me a tremendous amount, been a great mentor in learning about the candy business. My philosophy has always been all businesses are the same. Their P&L reads from the top to the bottom. They may change some of the terminology from cost of goods to cost of sales to this or that, but it still reaches down to the bottom line. So we formed this partnership, bought Good Day, and have turned it completely around, and it's growing now at a rapid pace. We're adding some new products to the line. We're adding an immune, one called Immune, which is done with a chaga mushroom delivered by chocolate. And the reason we use chocolate is an interesting uh, way of speaking. Chocolate will absorb into your system faster than a pill and faster than a gummy. So you get immediate, when you take our product, you get immediate results. And chocolate itself, people don't realize, has great benefits. The flavonoids in chocolate, many, many good characteristics of chocolate. So we were one of the first ones in the marketplace, or Good Day was not us, but Good Day was one of the first ones in the marketplace to use chocolate as a delivery system. And so we have taken our time and introducing more and more to the public what chocolate does, why the delivery system is such a better system for you, because the fat in chocolate combines with the fat in your body and just disperses in your system much, much quicker. One of the things, I'm a naval veteran, a disabled naval veteran from Vietnam, and I have a condition which a lot of my disability is based on is PTSD. Well, PTSD, I do not like, and most other servicemen who have PTSD do not like being in crowds. It makes us very nervous. Well, we have a product called Calm, and the veterans have tried it and they love it. I love it. I can walk into a crowd and I'm not as uptight as I normally am being in a crowd of people. So the products work and we have a very, very loyal following.
That's awesome. What overall out of all the products that you guys sell, what's the best seller?
Well, number one product in America is for sleep, not
Yeah,
just us.
absolutely.
That's the biggest problem in America is people have
Yeah.
trouble sleeping. Our sleep product is our number one product. Calm is right up there. And then the new one that's moving up quickly is energy. Explain a little bit about energy. We use a green tea caffeine, which is a slow acting caffeine. So you don't get the initial jolt and then you don't get the come down. It also has vitamin B12 and thiamine in it. So it's a very healthy way of getting your energy without getting the big pushes up and the big drops down.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
What have been some of the challenges you guys have had from growing this type of business? I mean, I think one from the market, right? Like it's a new opportunity, new medium, something that people aren't traditionally, used to. As chocolate is that delivery mechanism, but what has been the most challenging along the way?
The company was in serious financial problems when we took it over. So, and they were cut off by their supplier and they couldn't supply the products to the stores. So when we took over, we had a lot of hostile customers because their shelves were running empty and nobody was filling them up. So we immediately went into gear and we got everybody filled back up. And the joke in the industry was that Whole Foods is our one of our biggest customers, and they were not happy. But they held our spaces open because when you take a look and you go into a Whole Foods store, we take up very little real estate compared to the larger companies. And but we're a legacy brand, and we're like number three in the sales of dietary supplements in the entire stores.
Wow.
Yes, we are. We do have a large following, and we have a brand that is well recognized throughout the United States.
That's amazing. I mean, I'm sure that had to have been a big selling point during your due diligence in the first place, right?
Right.
I mean, to be able, there's so many. We talk with so many thousands of brands, and all of them, are struggling to be able to just get the opportunity to do a test on the shelves at a brick and mortar retailer like Whole Foods, and for them to be holding the space and be understandable in the current situation. That's pretty amazing.
We had to go out and mend a lot of fences,
Yeah.
which we did, and we gave our word and we kept our word, and that was very important to all these retailers because we're in over about 8,000 retailers throughout the United States
Wow.
and growing.
What other retailers are you guys in besides Whole Foods?
Whole Foods, we're in Sprouts, we're in most supermarket chains from Save Mart to Kroger, Albertsons. I mean, we're in most of the top rated chains throughout the country. And now
Wow.
moving into places like smaller accounts, but very prestigious accounts, Northern California Molly Stones, which is really a well-known retailer. We're now in there and gaining more and more accent. We're doing really well on Amazon. We put together a loyalty program with Amazon. We were having trouble with Amazon in the sense that every other person decided they could buy the product someplace. They weren't watching it. They weren't taking care of it. They were trying to sell product that was outdated on the marketplace. So we met with Amazon. We now have their loyalty program. And unless you have our sticker on the bottle, Amazon will not sell it. And that has increased our sales dramatically. I think one of the biggest things we want is that we can't stop everybody from buying the product and trying to sell it onto a marketplace. But with Amazon being the largest right now, we wanted to control our product on that market.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Amazon can get so fragmented if you've got multiple sellers trying to
Right.
take over and bid on that real estate space against you. It's one thing, we work primarily with like D2C commerce brands, at least that channel of their business. And we always consult all the time, like make sure that any type of either licensing opportunity you have with the distributor or whatever it is, it's clearly defined that you still own Amazon, so no one can mess it up.
Right.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of fly-by-nights out there that want to mess it up.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
this has helped
Have
us a great deal.
have you guys explored like Facebook, Facebook and Meta Shop and TikTok Shop at all? I feel like this product with the TikTok creator marketplace would absolutely kill it.
Funny you should ask. My COO right now is working with TikTok to put the program together. We bring on TikTok because I think it's a great outlet for us. We need to get into the younger consumers that this is a great product. We want to get into the universities also because energy and calm and sleep would be big products at universities, especially when finals come up. I wish I had these
Absolutely.
products when I was going to school.
Yeah. And I think that, that idea that you just said where you want to get into universities with TikTok in general is a great
It's a
medium,
great medium.
especially with your guys' price point and being a consumable. What we see a lot of is when you can really ramp up the TikTok shop, leveraging the creator affiliate marketplace. You can, even with a smaller price point, an AOV of anywhere from 20 to to $30 with your current price. What we find that Meta can be, in just running paid acquisition, can be quite challenging for a lot of CPG consumable brands because the average order value needs to get up to $60 to $120 to really make the sale profitable when you're spending anywhere from $25 to $45 on customer acquisition per sale. But in TikTok, when you have the ability to leverage those creators, right? You pay a creator 25, 30% commission, right, on to
Right.
promote your product, then you're just baking your customer acquisition cost directly into that sale. And at the end of the day, you know, those creators are now driving the traffic. You're not paying anything up front, so there's less risk there. And then you're getting the ability to retarget all these people and then own them as they come through in the future.
I agree.
So
That's why we're putting together a program as we speak with TikTok.
that's awesome.
But that's a market I think we've missed for a long time. It's a younger
Yeah.
market.
Yeah. I think you guys will do really well on there. I know a lot of brands that are in the same type of, CPG space, especially a lot of health brands, supplement brands that are doing very, very well leveraging those creators. Yeah. Well, what else do you guys have planned for the future? Where do you want to take this thing?
Well, we want to continue, like any company, we want to continue to grow, but we see markets that we're not in right now that we need to get into. We want to get into every single health food store in the United States. The other place we want to get into is any gyms that are selling products, because there are some items that we have that will help them help bodybuilders. We're working on a couple of products for that. So we're continuing to add products. Next year we plan to release a women's line uh, that we don't have now, which will help with your face, your bones, menopause. So we're working with the researchers and doctors to get that line put together, which will be introduced in about mid 2026. So we're looking to keep growing the brand with different items that we can grow it with. One that we have now is Mind Fuel, which helps you with cognitive thinking, and it's been proven over and over again. We call it PS because the name is about 18 miles long of the chemical that's in there, but it's one of the few items that you can actually make a claim that FDA will allow you to make a claim about. So that's that. We also have another item with tiger's mane mushrooms for helping you focus. So what we're doing is we're building this product out to be a large brand that we take up more real estate in stores, and plus we're now adding subscriptions to our program. You can actually subscribe and keep reordering every month, and you get special deals on those. So we're looking to grow the company. We're about $6 million right now, so we're kind of a tiny company. But I would say in 5 years from now, at the growth rate of about 20% a year, and that's what's happening this year, we're about a 20% growth over last year. And we'll continue that growth as we add new products and bring in new retailers. So it will become a fairly large company in about 5 years.
That's awesome. Love the game plan there. That's great. Let's talk about marketing a little. With all these different products that you guys have and launch, I've got to assume that there's a lot of customer education that goes along the way. What marketing channel have you guys find to be the most effective for launching these new products in a market?
Well, launching the products, if we could take a quick break, I'll bring Jason in, who is my
Yeah.
right hand and my COO, and he can explain our total marketing plan to you.
Cool.
Give me a minute and I'll be right back.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Jason is joining us now.
Awesome.
Jason, I want you to meet Mark. Mark, this is Jason. He's my
Hey,
right
Mark.
Hey,
hand.
Jason, how are you?
How's it going?
It's great to meet you.
Good,
We're
good.
talking about marketing, and I said, you're the marketing genius. And you can
Wow.
explain what we're doing in marketing and how we're growing the company.
I don't know that I'd say genius as
I
much
do.
as guide.
You're the internet whiz.
So what are we talking about, Mark?
Yeah, so we were just talking more or less about like when it comes to marketing with so many different products that you guys have.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that there's a lot of brand education that has to more or less be released. Being the new medium of chocolate is a new mechanism for delivering
Sure.
these different supplements. What are you guys doing to market this product, and how do you launch new products into market?
So right now, not a lot. So I don't know. Sorry if I repeat any information, but Michael took over the brand about 3 years ago, and so we've kind of been in a transition of getting the actual logistics behind the scene back on its feet, making sure that we can get products delivered to our customers that were already buying from us, like Whole Foods and our distributors and all of those kinds of things. And in the meantime, the social media and marketing has kind of just gone dormant. So right now, we don't have any strategies or systems in place that are doing anything at a professional level, I would say.
Yeah, but what does happen is when we introduce a new product, all of our existing customers take it.
Right. And so like for example, we had a new product line come on, and we have with our distributors, so we have essentially, we've got kind of like three big clients per se, right? So we've got Whole Foods, we've got and two different distributors. And so we go to them and we show them the new products, and they say yay or nay on if they want to offer them. Whole Foods is kind of its own beast, right? So when they take it on, it goes on the shelves, and we're just getting direct to the consumer at that point. With the other two distributors, they end up purchasing the product, and then they offer that to literally thousands of stores that end up buying it directly from them. And so they kind of handle the marketing as far as getting it onto the shelves for them.
You know, and we've also been doing now just recently locally some feedback with a
Right.
company we hired to start doing some social media for us.
So we've got a small social media team that they're doing a little bit of work for us. It's more of brand engagement as opposed to like new product launch or education on that side.
For sure.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's awesome. And, you know, we were just talking, Michael and I were talking a minute ago about, you know, how you guys are looking at the opportunity to get into TikTok shop too.
Yep. So that's one of the things where we would partner with influencers and things like that to
Totally.
attack it that way. Yeah.
The great thing about that channel as well is as you get all that great creator content on the affiliate network, you can then apply that same content to your organic social.
Yeah.
So it's feeding that full, you know, the full flywheel with content creation.
100%. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
get this
awesome.
into a younger demographic too. And that's important.
Well, I don't know that there's a demographic that's not on TikTok right now.
Yeah.
But
It's
Everything from 14
Everyone's on TikTok.
are all using
yeah,
TikTok.
but their major demographic is a
Yeah.
younger demographic.
Yeah. That's awesome. So what are your plans for the future? Like, where do you see this business going?
Like I said, kind of in a stabilize and polish right now. So we've kind of taken control of the website. So we need to look at upgrading the website, getting that cleaned up, refining the brand from both a graphic and messaging standpoint, really identifying who our audience is going to be that we're going to target and go after, so that we can build an audience that we know how to introduce new products to directly. So instead of creating a product and trying to find the audience, if we have an audience, we can build products for them and know that we already have somebody that's going to be buying it.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I think doing a brand refresh on your guys' website and getting continuity built in with Recharge or Stay.ai and building that subscription business, you know, it'd be a massive home run, especially knowing the type of roadmap you guys have with future products. It's just a win-win, you know, and there's the products are so complementary too.
Sure.
If you've got someone that likes sleep is also probably going to want some energy during the day too. It's probably going to want this. So we've seen the resurgence of, you know, subscription commerce that was traditionally for, you know, more of subscription businesses like Subscription Lifestyle Box now get so applied into the CPG market.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what do you focus on, Mark?
Yeah, so we have, you know, I've been in the direct consumer e-commerce space for the past 17 years. I've been running my agency Breadloaf since 2016. We've done over $1 billion just in retention revenue. Worked with hundreds of brands, the 6, 7, 8, and 9-figure level. Work with primarily small, medium-sized businesses, but we also work with Fortune 500 brands like American Airlines, Alaska Airlines, work on licensing deals with everyone from Coors Banquet to Star Wars and Disney.
Cool.
So, but we have 4 key departments. We have retention, that's our biggest ones. We run email, SMS, push marketing, and direct mail marketing for brands. We do everything from the strategy planning, copywriting, design, build out, list management, implementation, automation, all A to Z. We have a paid media department where we run search, social, programmatic traffic. Then we have a CRO dev team. So we've been a Shopify Plus partner since we launched. So we re-platform sites in the Shopify ecosystem and then also work on a CRO basis for optimizing them. And then we have a very strong understanding of the whole tech stack. So all the apps in the ecosystem from the front end to the back end,
Right.
the fulfillment. And from that, we also have a creative studio. So we shoot, produce, and edit content for on a one-off basis. But that's pretty much, yeah, we got a team all over US, Canada, Mexico, Ukraine, Belarus, Austria, and Croatia.
So really full spectrum marketing across the board.
Yeah, exactly. Focused on direct response primarily in the D2C ecosystem. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's great to meet you.
Yeah, it was great meeting you guys today. Michael, it was great getting to interview you, and I'm stoked we could all connect.
Yeah, me too.
This is great.
I think there's a future for all of us somewhere down the road here.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, this was great. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
All right, thank you, Mark.